would have, like, hypothetically been due today, but because Friday we didn't actually get to 224, like, that is today's lesson, so I just went ahead and decided let's just extend 223 to tomorrow. But everyone, like, look at your plan book. If you already put it away, I'm sorry, get it back out, shouldn't be that difficult. Everybody look at your plan book. That means if you're choosing to not be part of everybody, I'm going to call you out by name here in about 30 seconds. Your plan book should get filled in with the entire week today. And you don't need to write finished Desmos. You don't need to write like RP. These are notes from me. But your math column, and it should be your first column, should look exactly like mine. Ivan, you good? Getting there? Keegan, you good? Is it out? Okay, but then, and some of you, like, I need to talk to, I would, especially if you had issues this week turning your homework in or having it all done or remembering what needed done, I now have over on that board what is getting collected on Friday versus what's getting checked every day. Right, so we're going to go ahead and push 223 to be checked tomorrow. 4, 5, and you can see, so then 6 will be on Friday. So if you are having issues keeping track of that in your plan book, where it says things I need to do, you could write math due Friday, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So really, it's the one you got last week and these 3. Right? Really? So you could, like, highlight if you wanted to and say, like, you know, these 3 are due Friday. Maybe you highlight over here for math due Friday. I don't know what you want to do, but some of you did not turn in all those papers, and you'll be getting those back here in just a second. So, all right, now you may put your plan book away. Guys, use your to-do list. Some of you guys are writing stuff down in the plan book, and then you're doing nothing else. Use your to-do list. Get out 224. First things first, double check that your name is on. Why am I written all the way across? What is Wednesday?
I forget what it's called.
Oh, Discovery Day deadline. That's why you're highlighting that across. If you did not turn in work last week, please do so now. I'm hoping to update those things before I put it in MAP, and I'm hoping to put in all good grades. All right, if you don't have 224 out, you need it out. I've only said it a few times. Yes.
The only thing I have in MAP right now is my quantitative grade.
Nice. And that just takes time to update. All right. We mainly did Desmos. Oh, yeah, so that answer key is not. So this is what we had from last week, right? When we were chatting about your homework and we finished up 223. So now, anyone want to read? And this one's kind of fun to read. If you don't have 224, let me know. I think most of us were here. But we should all have 224. Here, I'm gonna divide it. Anybody interested in reading? Maddie, you want to read for us?
Sure. In previous lessons, we created expressions to help Cecil cross the tightrope. For example, when the tightrope was 16 feet long, we could have written the expressions such as 7 plus 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 negative 5 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 plus negative 5.
I think we broke Maddie.
5 plus negative 5.
Continue.
When
When
calculation involves adding the same number over and over as this one does, is there a shorter way to write the expression? Today we will consider this as you continue to write and simplify expressions.
what do we always need out no matter what? Graph paper, and I think most of us forgot that today. Get out graph paper. It doesn't have to be new, but it can be.
What's the date?
That's what we're all going to put on here together.
I thought you were going to say that's what we're all doing.
No, so guys, there are a few skills that we are like slowly working to develop better and better. So if I'm starting a new notes paper, it's a good idea to date it so I know like what day I was working on this. this is 10/10. And if you're not going to be able to remember that that's your date, I would just make it obvious by putting the year. So today's 10/10. Or you could write October 10th, right? If you like writing the month, you could put October 10th. What we're doing today, though, is 2.2.4. Multiplication. So as Moss just showed us, or read to us, kind of allowed us to hear, sometimes addition gets a little silly. So guys, the first problem we're going to do together is 67. If you want to go ahead and number that one on your paper. All right, so we want to help out Cecil, our circus act. Cecil from the circus. So Cecil wants to cross a rope that is 6 feet long, right? He's new. He's learning. They don't want to put him in too much danger. So 6 feet long. However, Cecil's only allowed to use lengths of 5 feet and 8 feet. Sorry, now I know Miss Mark is coming. So you, with your partner, want to make a total of 6. But to get your total of 6, you can only use lengths of 5 and 8. But you can go forwards or backwards. Take a minute or two, try to figure out how could we get to 6 feet, to landing at 6, with only moves of 5 or 8.
I know.
You can use positive or negative.
Good morning, Phoenix. Mayor and Gutierrez, please come to the office for a moment. Mayor and Gutierrez, please come to the office for a moment. Thank you.
So on your paper, what we should have written down, like by the time we're done, is some amount of positive 5s, and maybe some amount of negative 5s, some amount of positive 8s, maybe some amount of negative 8s.
Oh yes, I'm so smart.
We are all smart.
Everybody was really smart.
There's some
We need to try to go between classes.
I just
So now I can help you remember. We just missed like 3 or 4 minutes of it. Decently important. Where's your math? Did you have this one? So this one is
Do it by yourself. I am so tired. Yes. And I gave you 1 jacket for that. You should be special. I feel like really special because like oh wait.
Now you gotta find 2 ways. So once you found one way, try to find another way.
negative. Just find
Find at least 2 ways. There's multiple ways to
Miss
do it.
Martin. I could use I'm so boring, guys.
Because you did it by yourself, I will prove it. Exactly, because you guys are not even doing anything. They're not even exactly.
Stop talking about being tired.
Yes, no, Destiny ate so much candy and so many chips and then he crashed out in the house. Yeah.
What are I don't know. I don't know how to describe it.
You also have to have it.
So that's really good.
This guy.
Why should I have my notifications on? Because I work trying to.
Where's yours?
Mine?
That where is it?
At class, in my class on my desk.
Oh, so it's here. It just is not functioning.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
I was gonna take it to the library. I just forgot last night.
I think this thing has charge. Keep this wrapped up if you don't have to use it. You have to use it. So, Lindy, was this your charger or was it my charger?
I got high on it. They got high on candy.
It is okay. It is okay if you are still struggling.
I only got
What's
one.
not okay is if you sat and did nothing. So, if I call on you and you need a pass, that is fine. But if you're passing because you sat and did nothing, guys, you're only hurting yourself. Okay, you're not in here for me. You're in here for you. Future you is going to appreciate all of the effort that you put in on this. So, Alex, were you and Gabe able to figure out a way to do this? All right, can you tell me like how many positive, how many negative, what number, what are we doing?
First one, we did 8 plus 8 first, and then we did 16 minus 10.
So I can't minus because I can't go back in time, and I can't go 10. I can only go 5s and 8s. So can you say that differently?
Or negative 5.
So and then negative 5 and another negative 5. Because guys, we cannot go back in time. Last week we all agreed that if you figured out how to time travel, you'd come back and tell us, and none of you did. So this, our good guys are positive 16. Our bad guys could team up to be negative 10. And they're absolutely right. That would get us to a final spot of 6. Now, what Alex tried to do is go ahead and kind of put the numbers together, which we could start to use. I did 8 twice, and then I did negative 5 twice.
Please come to the office. Layla, please come to the office.
Lindy, did you guys figure out a different way than that? All right, so Lindy's got a different way. So if you guys didn't find one different than this, help us out, Lindy. Well,
In a different order.
it's kind of the same.
Yeah, well, if it's
Would-
like the same 9 times 9.
Would the act look the same? No, if he's designing his acts to get from one end to the next, this is different. But okay, for those of you saying, well, this is kind of the same, who's got a different one for me? Yeah, so if you're going to say, well, that's kind of the same, you have a different one?
We
What?
do you want me to pass it?
I know. Yeah,
Do it again.
to act like when you guys.
Okay, I
And
got
you're
it.
like, well, that one's the same as that one, right? But if you don't have a different one, then who are you to say that that one's the same?
Who are you to say that we have a voice like that?
I'm just acting like not me. It's what people do when they mimic people. I could do the opposite and go high and say, well, that one's the same as that one, but that seems a little bit more insulting. So,
Well, it does make sense because we're all children.
well, but that doesn't mean you
I
have a high
know, but like
voice.
seriously, like.
All right, we able to move on beyond this?
Yeah,
I think so.
get over this.
Alex, do you have a different way?
I'd just like to say, I actually figured out time travel last night, and I'm actually traveling back here so you can teach this lesson.
Good. So actually, if you figured out time travel, then you've already learned this lesson. So when you show up, you can teach the lesson. Sweet deal. Jana, you got a different way?
Mine's really long.
Sweet. Jana's got a really long method.
Okay, so 5 plus 8 equals 13 plus negative
All right, hold on.
5.
5 plus. Well, I might. If this is really long, I should probably write it a bit brighter.
I know.
You and
say
your
it
sister.
better.
5
say it.
plus 8. So currently they're at 13.
Yeah, and then plus negative 5.
Plus negative 5.
And then, well, I like wrote down like equals, whatever.
Okay.
So, and then plus negative 5 again. And then plus 8, and then negative 5 again.
So here that would have been 3. Then here now we're at like 11 minus 5. Yeah. So that gets us to 6. So there's a. Now, I think there's better ways. Like, not that anything that we've written is not correct, but I think there's better ways to do this. Like, if Cecil's next act is going to be 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6, I'm pretty sure that when Maddie was reading that beginning paragraph, we all sort of realized the silliness of saying 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7, instead of saying 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. Thank you, Donovan. We could just say 6 times 4. Now, hold up. Is there another way to say that?
6 times 2 times 2.
Yeah, but that kind of... So we want to be efficient. So, guys, one thing about mathematicians and why I love math, it's lazy. Guys, kind of the whole idea behind math is be lazy. Do as little as possible. So 6 times 2 times 2 is right, but it's not the lazy route. Alex?
Isn't there like a way you can like square it, so like, or like by the power of?
Now you're trying too hard.
Wait,
That's
wait.
repeated multiplication. You're thinking too deep. Donovan?
Okay, so you can add 2 like the 6s up, so it's 12. So you can do 12 plus 12.
Yeah, but I mean, so now we're starting to mess with Cecil's act. I don't know if you can jump 12 feet. 12 feet's kind of a big jump. Hey guys, with me, pick up your pencil. 6 times 4, go ahead and write this on your paper.
Is it still?
Is that the same as writing this? Yeah, parentheses or dot multiplication, doesn't matter. Is that the same as writing this?
Yeah.
So, what we're saying is his act could be 6 moves of 4,
Is that a decimal?
or, no, it's the multiplication dot, right? Or 4 moves of 6.
There's other ways.
What do you mean there's using 6 and 4? What do you mean just like with parentheses? Or, there are other symbols. We could use extra multiplication.
We can
But-
use the star thing.
So guys, this, changing order, I forget if we've talked about it yet. It's a property that starts with C. Anyone know what property says we can switch order,
I thought of the word
and it
concept.
doesn't matter? Switch with a C.
Wait.
There's already a C.
Is it
in
like-
one switch.
Is the C like or a cup?
You should write this down. If you choose not to and you get it wrong on a test, well, I'll cry with you.
I mean,
I don't
like.
Commutative, so that's an A, just to clarify. The commutative property,
Wait, what?
the commutative property tells us with addition and multiplication, we can change the order, because commute means to move, right? Commutative property says we can change the order and it stays equal, right? 6 times 4 is the same as 4 times 6. I think we all already knew this, but what we probably didn't know was this vocab word, which we eventually will need to know. The commutative property. We can change order. Write down what this is in your notes. Either way, like we said on the last slide, you can write it that times that, or the other way, that times that. Oh, be careful. Be careful how many.
Could you just do 7 repeated?
So let's do, so write down whatever you want to write down. Well, let's say the best is how many times what it is. Maddie?
Could you do 7 repeated?
What do you mean?
Like, if you're not thinking about the tightrope thing, technically.
By repeated, what do you mean?
Like, the 7.
You saying 7 and 7 and 7
Yeah.
and 7
It-
and 7? Can we do that? Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And 7. Now, is that the best, like most lazy way to do this?
No.
No. Alex?
With like how many is it? Like the total of how many there is?
So, we can write this two ways, right? So I think your question's getting to what I'm doing. We can write this two ways. You can either have, anyone want to give me what I could write? Mario? Yeah, one of the multiplications.
5 and then in parentheses 7.
We could do 5 and then in parentheses 7. And we could also do 7 times parentheses 5. But if we want to agree and kind of have a common way of doing this, let's agree we're going to say how many of what we're doing. So, how many times did I do the thing? 5. What was the thing I did? 7. And actually, kind of one of the nicer ways to do it is put that in parentheses. Guys, you can put the multiplication dot here if you want. To remind yourself, it is redundant. It already is multiplying without the dot there. But you can draw it if you want. So guys, this is not right versus wrong, but if we want to have a common way to talk about things, let's say how many first, like 5 moves of 7 feet each. Rafa, you got this written on your paper? Try this one on your own. Well, I need to leave it there. So, Rafa, are you ready for me to move on? How many of what it is? All right, try this one. You got a little bit of reading to do. So fix. So they give us an example, and then we're going to fix it. We're going to make it multiplication. So this is all still on your graph paper. I see some people using rulers to make their paper look great. We got highlighter action going on. We don't need to use front and back if you don't want to. So let's double check. Okay, so let's real quick make the top of this look like what we needed the top of ours to look like. I know you had it here a tiny bit, but you want to know what day it was and what we were doing. So we're going to need to write that. So they say 4 parentheses 3. Hey, you don't have to have this written on your paper. They say 4 parentheses 3 really means 3 4 times. But that's less lazy. Right? Which normally I want you guys to be less lazy, but now I want you to be more lazy.
Yes. Why lazy?
And then they give us this. Miss, how could I write that down using the multiplication that we agreed is going to be best?
2 parentheses 4? Or is it 4 parentheses 2? It's 5.
Well,
That's 5.
Oh, wait, no, my bad. 2 parentheses 5 or 5 parentheses 2?
So if we go back to what we probably wrote down, maybe if you wrote this down, and if you didn't, maybe you will now. How many of what it is? So, Miss, you're right either way would be fine, but how many is 5 times what it is was 2? Guys, here's why. Can I do something negative times? No. But is the something that I do able to be negative? Like if I go to the pop machine, because yes, there are pop machines here, just not for you guys. If I go to the pop machine and I buy a soda, what happens to my bank account? It goes down by fortunately just $1. What if I go to the pop machine because all of you are mad at me and I decide to get each of you a soda?
Oh, that's
How many
better.
times am I going to buy a soda? like 22, 23 times, right? I would do that like 23 times. Go buy one for Miss Martin too. Times my thing that was negative. It's better to have the negative in the parentheses. That's why we're going to do it like this. So wait a minute. Go and write this on our paper. 3 parentheses 6.2. And then a plus 2. Talk with your partner about what you think this means, and then figure out how far did he go. If this was his act, if this was his routine.
6.2 plus 2 easy. Not easy. If you remove the 2 and that. You surely love it. You always do that. You never do the work. I'm doing the work too. Okay, what's
What is it that you did?
Yeah, you have to move this one. Then I do.
3
No,
times.
you don't. That's what I do. Oh wait, no.
You did. Right, so we did that 3 times. What do we get?
Or
Oh, I need to, guys, if your group would like a calculator or highlighters, come back and get a bin. I cleaned my classroom this weekend, so all the bins are back here. So get a calculator if you want. I know, right? Especially in this class. So, what do you think? Is it 3 times or 6.2 times? Yeah, 3 times of what did you do? In the parentheses, what did you do?
you sure you don't work this? It's 18.6. I'm just checking.
You're trying to do math in your head. You're trying to quickly take some time, do that times 3, and then figure out what's 6 times 3. Oh, careful. That's 6.2, not 5. This is 6 decimal 2.
Yeah, see,
Not, so that's what you were going to do 12, because 12 is right. If that's multiplication, it's not. It's 3
There.
times 6.2. You might want to throw those away, but I don't know how big these tables are. I didn't like them all.
Yeah, you know what? This
Well, 3 times. Not 3 things. Each of the things is the same. Right? So when we talk about multiple quantities, we really just use multiplicative language. So, like, you're right. As long as the things are 6.2. Yes. Yep. So 3 times doing the thing.
I have to take the break.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
You still have my math. Yeah,
You walk me through. Well, you've already done a lot this class. I need to call on some other people.
Tomorrow?
Well, do you want to trade me spots and you
Well,
be
I
the
give
lead?
it- yes.
Now, you can't give answers. You have to ask questions. Okay, so here's how this works. This is the next card that's going to be pulled.
Can I answer
So
the
then
next
once
one?
it's answered, just go to the next one. So you can like start the question and like get everyone's attention and then be like, Mark,
Guys, I made a
would you like to
card
help me?
pizza.
Do you have a suggestion? You know what I mean? Just act like it. So there you go.
Margo, do you have a possible solution?
Or a step in the right direction. Alex is me now.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, they said Alex is mean now.
Yeah, Alex, you're so mean.
Well, I mean, if you think that I am mean and now Alex is me, then maybe. But all right, go ahead.
Do you possibly have a step in the right direction?
It only works if it's. Otherwise, I got to take back over.
Or if she doesn't, go to another person. Show them the pass. Would you like to pass? Alright, Jana. Yeah. Do you possibly have a step?
Yes. So first you do 3 times 6.2.
Reminder: if my smartboard isn't working,
Can I
you're up
answer
here.
the
Oh, no. Nope, mine's way different than everyone else's. Up here, click calligraphy because it makes it look fancy, and then pick your color. Most of them don't work great on the dark background, but white does. The bright green does too.
Bright green. That's also a very pretty color.
So that is also not how you erase in my room. Guys, everyone look up here.
Why?
Because eventually you're going to be up here and you're going to feel silly. My board does not work like the other teachers' boards because I record my lessons. It won't work to record if I do it like the other teachers. So to erase, you click up here, the eraser button. And you click back to pen, and you are all set.
This is how everyone used to use it before.
Alright, Jana, you ready? Yeah. Alright.
There's no need to switch.
3 times 6.2.
Alright. Alright.
So the first step we're doing, according to PEMDAS, and just because it's literally the first thing to do, is 3 times 6.2. How can we do, well, Alex, or if you want to ask the class, how can we like break it up and make it easier?
Me.
Donovan. Or would you like to pass? Wait. Say that again?
Do you have a trick for doing that multiplication?
No.
Or are you going to use a calculator?
Can you do?
I just do multiplication. How do you do it?
I just.
Can you explain it? I
No,
know
that's
3
wrong.
times 6.2.
Do you break it up or something?
No, I do the weird, weird looking.
Can I take that? Well, first off, you're not actually using it. Well, maybe you are. It looked like you looked through the cards. You can tag back in a second, but I don't think you know what I'm trying to get at. Guys, if we didn't have a calculator, look up here. How do I make this task easier is what we should always be thinking. And Lindy, you've been hiding in the corner today. Guys, break this up. What is 3 times 6? 18. What is 3 times 0.2? 0.6. Break up the number to make your life easier. Make sure, though, that we carry down what still needs done.
Can I teach the next lesson? Next question?
Alex is teaching things in your
Oh, I need to hand back papers anyways. This is perfect time. So keep going for the last step. Go on, let somebody else.
Gabe, would you like to?
Yeah.
Explain Gabe?
What to do and what answer to get.
Okay. So, first you do 3 times 6. That would be 18. 18 is 3.
Here, Gabe, we're talking about the last step, the 18 plus 2.
18.6.
On the bottom.
Oh, that'd be 20.6.
What would it be?
20.6.
And do we agree? Can we get some verification, or did you
Yeah,
did you make a
Yeah, that's
mistake?
what I got.
sled.
Slay. There you go.
Alright.
Just a second. All right, try the next one.
Miss Johnson, can I do
Try this one. How would we write this out? Thank you very much. You can't be teacher all day, otherwise I got to
Good
pay
job,
you.
Can I do the next
Yeah.
teacher?
I'll volunteer. I enjoy this.
All right, so what about the calculator?
Money.
I don't even need money. This is just fun. I want money. I get money.
I'd be scared if Alex was my teacher.
Yes.
Being broken. Something happened to your screen, like, so you might need a new calculator.
Well, yes.
Or Addie, you can always use mine, right? I got loaner calculators in here. Yes. Do you know the ways to like ask questions to the class?
Do you have another question after this?
Well, because you can't just
Do you
be like,
know
what's
the
the
ways
answer?
of the
I never
teacher?
say what's the answer.
What?
All right. Jana's in charge.
No,
Listen here, I think I brought that up to you this morning.
You traitor. You traitor. You traitor.
You gotta keep control of the class. Alex, you gotta go back now. Now we got a different teacher.
So feminine. So feminine. Is Alex.
I didn't.
You have a way to.
You turned in your papers
I called
wrong.
it. Alex, you got called on. Yeah. What? Do you have a way to try and tell?
Hey! Why are there like 5 people talking when a teacher's up front trying to teach, even though that teacher is your peer? Be better. Shh. Jana, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so I started. So there's 5 with -3s. So I wrote a 5, and then next time I put parentheses -3.
How many and what is happening? Whoop, sorry, bud. but I feel like you're getting a lot less lazy to write it out like that.
Yeah, I know. I'm writing it how it like was before. And then...
Be lazy.
Okay. So guys, I wanted to point out, because my classroom keeps changing, and it will probably keep changing, because I just submitted my last paper for this class, and I have like a day or two to breathe before I start my next class. Look at me. Now look that way. Find what says multiply and divide in orange. Follow down the arrow to the different signs. That poster will always be there. What do we get if we're multiplying two numbers? I should put a little post-it up there that says two numbers with different signs. Negative answer, positive answer. Yeah, follow the posters. Don't just guess. Like, use your resources. Multiply, divide, different signs, negative answer. So we know, we automatically know this answer is going to be what? Negative. Go ahead and write that down. Then you don't have to think about the signs again. Can you do 5 times 3?
Yeah.
What is it?
15.
So what's our answer? Negative 15, because we already took the negative down.
Can I teach next class?
Maybe we have like 1 minute left. Look on your paper. 77 is on your paper. We're going to jump to that one.
We're British now. We call mathematics.
Oh, that's what the rest of the world does, actually.
Why does America always have to try to do that?
We gotta
Well,
be
it's
different.
because it's actually mathematics, because there are multiple branches of mathematics, so it is plural.
Maths.
So, on your paper, it goes over, because I put this on here and I kind of cut it apart to be real specific. So I want everyone looking at your worksheet, because then we're going to start here tomorrow. 7 times negative 105. Guys, follow along with me, then I'll get you out of here. How can I make this math easier?
Get rid of the negative.
So, we'll not get rid of, because then that's changing it. So I could momentarily, like, take it to the answer. So, Christian's right. If I go ahead and tell myself, hey, my answer's gonna be negative, that is one way to make it easier. But then 105. 105. 105. And yes, I know they're both negative. But my math will be easier if I break the big number up into smaller pieces. So then I can do 7 times the 100, 7 times the 5. I know that they're both negatives, and I know that my final answer is going to be negative. But this is what we're going to practice on these examples right here when we come to class tomorrow is, should I put these together or do them separate? Should I break anything up to make my life easier? You do not need to do these. We'll do them in class. Your practice work is your practice work. Have a wonderful day, friends.
No. Have a great day.
No, have a fantastic day.
No, have a good day.
Is that true? Oh, I don't know about that. My wife doesn't have work today.